Section 5. The Tutorial. Arizona Commissioner Standards. Requirements for licensees. Introduction. From knowing the rules to actually renewing. Jessica now understands the law. She knows the hours. She knows the risks. But now she's sitting at her computer thinking, okay, how do I actually do this? This is where many agents slow down, not because they don't understand the requirements, but because they are unsure how to navigate the ADRI online renewal system. The good news is that ADRI has created a tutorial designed to walk licensees step by step through the process. The better news? Once you understand it, renewal becomes simple, fast, and predictable. This section is where compliance meets execution. The online renewal process, step by step in real life. The ADRI tutorial is designed to guide licensees through the entire renewal process from start to finish. In a real-world setting, this means logging into the system and completing a structured workflow that ensures your license is compliant and up to date. The process includes logging into the ADRI system using your credentials, completing the terms and conditions, and registering or confirming your email address. From there, you will update your personal information and validate that all details are accurate. Next comes one of the most critical steps, verifying your qualifications and suitability for renewal. This includes confirming that you meet all licensing requirements and that there are no issues that would prevent renewal. You will then identify and confirm the ADRI-approved continuing education courses you have completed, submit payment for renewal fees, and finally print your receipt as proof of completion. Each of these steps is required. Skipping or incorrectly completing any part of the process can delay or prevent renewal. Real-world example. I thought it saved automatically. Mark logged into the system, entered his information, and confirmed his courses. He assumed everything was complete and logged out. A week later, he checked his license status. It was still expired. Why? He never submitted payment. The system does not partially renew your license. It requires completion of the entire process, including payment and final confirmation. Lesson: if you don't get a receipt, you didn't finish. Tracking your continuing education, protect yourself. One of the most common issues agents face is not knowing which courses they've taken or when they completed them. ADRI provides tools through their website to help track course history, but you should never rely solely on the system. Best practice is to print and save all CE certificates immediately after completing each course. ADRI recommends retaining these certificates for at least 5 years in case of an audit. Any courses you enter will also appear on the ADRE public database, creating an additional layer of transparency and accountability. If there is ever a discrepancy, your certificates are your proof. Quick knowledge check. Fill in the blank. If you are unsure of the courses and the dates that you've taken, you can go to the ADRI website for assistance. Broker and entity renewal. Why timing matters. For brokers, renewal is slightly more complex because the broker license and entity license are tied together. They are renewed at the same time to avoid a situation where one expires and the broker is no longer legally able to conduct business. Both licenses are valid for a 2-year period, and fees for both must be paid together. Once a broker completes their continuing education and broker management clinic requirements, they can renew up to 90 days prior to expiration. Many brokers also complete a broker self-audit declaration during this process, reinforcing compliance and internal oversight. This is where strong systems and organization become critical. One missed step could impact an entire brokerage operation. Validating qualifications and suitability. The honesty test. During renewal, you will be required to answer a series of questions related to your background and professional history. This includes disclosing any criminal convictions, civil judgments, or disciplinary actions related to professional licenses. This is not just a formality, it is a legal certification. You are confirming that your answers are truthful and complete. If any of the following apply, you will not be able to complete your renewal online and must provide additional documentation. Civil penalties related to your license, denial of a license, criminal convictions, misdemeanor or felony, deferred judgments or sentencing judgments involving fraud or dishonesty, orders restricting or prohibiting real estate activity, suspension or revocation of a professional license. These disclosures trigger a deeper review by ADRA to determine whether you are still qualified to hold a license. Quick knowledge check. Fill in the blank. You are required to answer questions regarding criminal conviction, adverse civil judgment, or denial or discipline of a professional license. Supplemental documentation, when more is required. If you must disclose any of the above issues, ADRI will require supporting documentation before your renewal can proceed. This may include forms such as Unlawful License Activity Statement, LI 555, Document Checklist Form, LI 400. These forms help ADRI evaluate your situation and determine whether renewal is appropriate. This is where honesty and transparency are critical. Attempting to hide or omit information can lead to far more serious consequences than the issue itself. Bringing it all together, the process protects the public. At first glance, the online renewal process may feel like a checklist, but every step exists for a reason. Logging in verifies your identity. Updating information ensures accuracy. Validating qualifications protects the public. Tracking CE ensures competency. Submitting payment finalizes accountability. This process is not just about renewing your license, it's about maintaining the integrity of the real estate industry in Arizona. Agents who understand the system don't just complete it faster, they avoid mistakes, reduce risk, and stay in control of their careers. Jessica finally completed her renewal correctly. She printed her receipt, saved her certificates, and set a reminder for her next renewal period. Because now she understood something most agents learn too late. Compliance isn't complicated, but it must be complete. Online discussion. 1. Why is it important to keep your own copies of CE certificates even if ADRI tracks courses? Answer. Because discrepancies can occur and certificates serve as proof of completion during audits or disputes, protecting the licensee from compliance issues. 2. What is the biggest risk when completing the online renewal process? Answer. The biggest risk is failing to complete all steps, especially payment and final submission, which can result in an expired license even if other steps were completed. 3. Why does ADRI require disclosure of criminal or disciplinary history during renewal? Answer. To ensure that licensees meet ethical and legal standards and to protect the public from individuals who may pose a risk in real estate transactions.